As we approach the June 30 deadline for the state legislature to finalize the budget, lawmakers have their sights set on going home for the summer. This year, the legislature is dealing with an unusual problem: how to deal with a $7 billion surplus based on the monies received via the American Rescue Plan. There are a lot of groups looking to get their hands on some of that money, and of course, PRLA continues its work to get a significant amount of funding dedicated to our industry relief and promotion of travel and tourism into the Commonwealth. The PRLA team has also been working diligently navigating political landmines to preserve the benefits for our industry that were triggered by the emergency declaration and unfortunately are no longer in force. Notably, the automatic extension of premises for alcohol service and cocktails to go are important to restaurants and hotels. Allies across the state are stepping to the plate for PRLA on this issue. Philadelphia City Council members Dom Squilla and Gilmore Richardson sent a letter to Governor Wolf and House and Senate leadership urging immediate action to preserve cocktails to go and expansion of premises. Thursday afternoon, the House Rules Committee stripped the ready-to-drink canned cocktails amendment from HB 1154 and unanimously voted the bill out of committee. Late yesterday afternoon, the full House passed HB 1154 by a vote of 170 to 31. We extend our thanks to the House for its action to keep things moving on this important legislation. The bill now returns to the Senate for consideration today. Should the Senate pass this latest version of 1154, we expect a signature from the governor and along with it, the return of cocktails to go, the extension of premises for alcohol service, and several other benefits to licensees. In Washington, our partners at the AHLA updated their safe stay guidance to lift the face mask requirement for vaccinated employees following the release of OSHA's updated business guidance. OSHA's guidance states, unless otherwise required by federal, state, local, tribal, or territorial laws, rules, or regulations, most employers no longer need to take steps to protect their fully vaccinated workers who are not otherwise at risk from COVID-19 exposure. This guidance focuses only on protecting unvaccinated or otherwise at-risk workers in their workplaces. The U.S. Department of Labor issued a proposed rule that seeks to reinstate the Obama-era 80-20 interpretation of the department's dual jobs regulation to address the application of the Fair Labor Standards Act's tip credit to tipped employees who perform both tipped and non-tipped duties. Specifically, it proposes that if an employee performs work that does not directly support tip-producing work for a substantial amount of time that exceeds 20% of all of the hours worked during the employee's work week or exceeds 30 continuous minutes, that worker is no longer performing labor that is part of the tipped occupation. The proposal goes on to clarify that employers may not take a tip credit for work that is not part of the tipped occupation. This rule makes for cumbersome record keeping for restaurants and hotels and an increased potential for wage and hour violations. The Small Business Administration this week sent emails to nearly 3,000 Restaurant Revitalization Fund priority recipients whose grants were rescinded due to a federal court ruling. Last week, the National Restaurant Association sent a letter urging the Small Business Administration to review all pandemic relief programs under its control to appropriate federal dollars to fulfill the prior commitment to these operators. In the meantime, you can tell your elected officials to replenish the RRF by clicking on the link in the PRLA Daily Update. This week, PRLA hosted a webinar with our partners at the National Restaurant Association to introduce ServSafe Ops for PRLA members. Developed specifically for the restaurant industry, ServSafe Ops is a powerful tool that helps ensure winning habits and success for your business. It combines the efforts of the ServSafe dining commitment to assist you with operational efficiency, compliance guidelines, and important information at your fingertips. If you missed the webinar about the app, you can watch it on demand via the PRLA website. and we're making this valuable tool available to members free for 6 months. I only wish that ServSafe Ops was around when I was running restaurants. Driven by the easing of capacity restrictions, rising vaccination numbers, and healthy household balance sheets, according to preliminary data from the U.S. Census Bureau, consumer spending in restaurants trended steadily higher in recent months. Lastly, PA Flavor, an annual celebration of Pennsylvania food and beer presented jointly by the Brewers of Pennsylvania, PRLA, and the American Culinary Federation Harrisburg chapter, is back at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg on August 21st, 2021. We're still seeking restaurants, breweries, and food vendors to exhibit at this year's event, which has been a tremendous success in the past, and I would encourage all to attend. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of It Happened This Week. I'm John Longstreet, and I'll see you again next time.